Hey everyone, it's Aisha Love, founder of Multidimensional You. So on this beautiful day in this fall foliage, I wanted to remind you of something. You are an incredible fractal of Source. You know, when my father transitioned, passed away, right, left the body, dropped the body, he would go on and on about fractals. And I remember being like, okay, Dad, I really appreciate your enthusiasm, but I have no idea what you're talking about. Fast forward all these years later, and now, you know, the analogy that I'm called to use a lot with people when we're doing these kinds of template shifts is like the kaleidoscope, and then you turn it and all the geometry changes into a different constellation. And as I'm talking about this, the excitement from the field, like, yes, reconfigure ourselves. That's right. We have that ability, we have that divine right as a fractal of Source. We contain all the abilities for creatorship. Now, we may have come into a system, in a realm, in a simulation of duality like this one, where we place really heavy constraints and limitations on ourselves for two reasons that are coming up right now. One is like the fortification of the soul. Like, it's like, you know, I know that. I know I'm unconditionally loved. I know all that. But what would it be like if I forgot that? And I work to try to remember that. That's what we're all doing here. Well, there's a lot of activity on the road today. And number two, sorry, got distracted. You know, gotta drive. The second reason that we're driven by this incredible creatorship is for the sheer joy of Source expression. And what I'm being shown right now is the nature of expansion of love throughout the universe, right? Expanding universe, there's a reason it's expanding, is the greatest game in all of creation. I mean, now that we understand this tenet, oh man, like, we can apply this to everything, especially to our own bioenergetic field, which we're doing right now. Let's go. Ready? Expand with me. Expand your heart center. Doesn't that feel good? And expand your whole field. And then you expand it enough and you just start to become the one, what you might call flow state. And you're not in the contraction anymore. But then you'll go back into the contraction to experience the contrast. And this is the game. But what I'm being shown now is like to ever greater levels of extended expansion as a way of life, where you never lose track of yourself. You know, this reminds me so much of the mindfulness work, right? You get going with a mindfulness practice like, I'm observing myself thinking thoughts that may not serve my highest good. Now, isn't that interesting? And it didn't feel like I had any choice over that thought. It just flew right through. But now I'm gaining more self-mastery and watching the thoughts and recognizing I don't have to choose to believe that. Shutting it down, shifting it into something else, and pretty soon those thoughts cease to be. It's very similar, but with the energy field. Yeah, and that's surprising. I come right into the direct line of the sun. Right? We are the sun, and we are here to radiate our light. And so no matter what we're doing, where we are, just remember the game is the expansion of unconditional love into and through and throughout the density and the duality. And then there's nothing left to say, is there? Except, I love you.